It's the 24th of October. It's Friday. Welcome to 5 Things Friday. Yeah, what Simone and I have got on is called your dad or uncle dance at the wedding, where they're bopping away. It's the dad dance. Thank you for choosing this. I'm not calling you dad dance, but it's definitely that. It's in that dad and uncle. Yeah, exactly. You can just imagine them on the side of the dance floor. Not enough courage to come in, but they're popping away. My name's Alex. I help retailers maintain their retail thought leadership by going to 13 conferences in 2026, bringing those insights and helping them stay relevant in this beautiful world of retail. And I'm joined by my fabulous co-host, Simone.
Hi, I'm Simone, the co-founder and CEO of Need It For Tonight, also known as Nerved. I always say easiest way to describe us, it's kind of like Deliveroo, but for quality fashion. So all about localized and very speedy delivery.
I have no idea, but I keep wanting to sway and bop. It's like there's no music now, but now it's in my head.
Try the feeling.
Okay, let's get so 5 Things Friday. We're going to focus on 5 interesting, newsworthy stories that we feel that needs to be a conversation on. And hopefully we'll start the conversation. You continue it. And obviously you're more than welcome to continue it with us on LinkedIn or any other platforms that you choose. And we're almost 100,000 views on on YouTube, with almost 20,000 subscribers, which is, considering, the conferences I go to range between 5,000 to 7,000. That's enough people to fill Wembley Stadium. That's enough people to deck out one of these conferences. And with that, let's go straight in with you, Simone. What's your story?
Yeah, and that's also amazing. Very amazing news. My story today is Gap is back. It's a name that I haven't heard in a while, but it is one of those brands that does make me feel very nostalgic. I think of the Gap hoodies that I used to wear when I was younger. I used to love the stores as well, but I guess I'm going to put a bit of a negative spin on that. Something that we've discussed before, Alex, is nostalgia alone doesn't tend to keep the lights on in retail. I think we've seen that play out, and we've talked about it with brands like Claire's, where people remember them fondly, but they're not necessarily shopping there now. Me being one of them, loved Claire's when I was younger, but not enough to continue shopping there now. But Gap is, they're bringing back 3 London stores, one in Covent Garden, one in White City, and one in Wembley. And they're making a physical return after pulling back from the UK completely in 2021. At that point, they'd closed all their stores and they shifted to a digital-only strategy. But now they're coming back, and this time it's powered by Next, which I think that part is key because, well, Next are obviously thriving. Next a really strong retail footprint, good logistics backbone, and obviously a deep understanding of the UK consumer behaviour. So Gap gets to plug into that ecosystem and test out physical retail again without taking the full risk alone. I think I'm intrigued to see, what are they going to be doing different? And I'm excited to see what they're going to be doing different. It's something that I'll be watching closely on. Welcome back.
I saw the CEO speaking at one of the conferences, and it was like they do want to bring that nostalgia. And it's just listening to you how, Next does so well because it has so much data. But there would have been a point in time where Gap price range was sort of a little bit higher than the Next price range. And so I don't know if they're aiming to be premium in the Next ecosystem. But from a store's perspective, I think this is just a sign of things to come. Brand is not enough. And as you keep saying, neither is nostalgia, right? Yeah. So if your brand's not cutting it because you're not creating social relevance apart from a marketing campaign, and your stores aren't cutting it because they're just product and selling, what are you going to do, right? You're going to end up being marginalized to being another brand in a department store or in somewhere like Next or, John Lewis, as we keep saying. Yeah, super interesting. I love it. Staying with technology, we have Morrisons. Like, almost every other week we've got a Morrisons news story. So, and we talked about every time now I'm about to say kudos, I think about the meme on the LinkedIn or thing. Kudos to them. Anyway, LinkedIn language. Morrisons is doing shelf edge labeling. What is shelf edge labeling? Basically, when you go in, you have digital screens. That allows you to have price elasticity. That allows you to do pricing throughout the day. So in the morning, you can do offers on whatever sells best in the morning. And in the evening, when people are coming in, I don't know, after work, you can promote those things. So it allows a lot of flexibility. And, they've just announced that their partner, VusionGroup, who one of France's largest French ESL providers, have been given that contract, 497 stores. So it's a major, major rollout. And the reason why this is a new story for me, veterans in the industry have been pushing for this for decades. And grocers have said, it's too expensive, we can't do it, it's not relevant, we're not going to get an uplift. And the majority of the partners in this world, in ESL, the technology, the little shelf thing, comes from China. And so finding an integration partner is interesting. And I don't know if this is a trend. Morrisons have got out ahead, and next we're going to see Sainsbury's, Tesco's, and the likes all follow. So one to watch. Let's see what happens in that world. Sticking with me, AllSaints. There's a story in Fashion United, and again, I love AllSaints. I don't know if it's age appropriate for me, but I love it. In the fact that yesterday I saw my wife wearing her leather jacket that I got, years ago, and she obviously picked it up and wanted to wear it, which coincided with this story. They're opening 3 pop-ups in Bristol, in Battersea Power Station, and one other location. And a brand that has its own stores, that is sold in John Lewis, now going into pop-up, to me signals that they're either going to experiment with different formats. The pop-ups apparently do stock their full range. And so is this a signal that here's a really strong brand that may be losing its relevance, and so therefore they're trying to create physical relevance with pop-ups? Or it could just be a marketing activation. But my gut feel is some of these mature brands in the UK have to think about how are they going to maintain that relevance to this new generation. And we'll talk about generations a bit later on. Moving on swiftly, DFS. Now, I did have a DFS sofa, and it lasted me for years. So, from my perspective, they've done all right by me, so I can't knock them. They're doing something interesting with another brand that I love, Pinterest. Although I always want to say Pinterest. They're doing a gamification activation, which is quite interesting. Basically, you go on. It's if you can get it to right, then it's a chance of winning your dream sofa. And who doesn't want a free sofa or an upgrade to their sofa? And you click in, you go to Pinterest, and you have to match the things. We don't have enough time to play it, but you put the things in, the different things, and then that allows you to go through. But at the same time, if you're looking for a sofa, you're probably going to start thinking about getting ideas, getting those design ideas. So I love this idea of bringing people's creativity into your customer journey and keeping that as part of the shopping missions that people are on. How can you influence it? Great job, DFS, in showing us that you can create a bit of gamification to get people sort of, they're going to get something for free. But ultimately, what you want is people creating these boards with things from your catalog, which then sort of we spoke about, we haven't. Last week we spoke about how AI companies like ChatGPT are coming out with their own browsers. What are you going to do to stay relevant when all the browsers are AI and agent led? So yeah, interesting one. Coming on to you for our final one.
So when I saw this headline from the Business of Fashion,
this isn't the headline, by the way. This is just the graph.
I'll tell you the headline. When I saw
this
this headline, which I'm about to share, it made me chuckle and spiral all at once. And the headline was, "Fashion is already preparing for Gen Beta." Bit of a scary and weird thought. And just for reference, Gen Beta refers to babies born from 2025 and onwards. They're not even here yet. or they've just arrived. And already brands are starting to wonder, what will they wear? Where will they shop? How will they be raised? So it's obviously a bit of a mix of quite wild speculation.
I think for me, this is about influence. Influence is an important aspect. Influencing the shopper of tomorrow is really important. But then how are you going to create, because I wrote about this in my book, and I spoke about K-pop demon hunters, the missed opportunity of the summer that people are trying to get onto now, is the fact that all of this influence that potentially you could be building relevance with through all the things that Simone and I talk about. So just out of interest, have you heard about did you say, or the term retail at the speed of culture?
Did I say the term?
Have you heard of that term before?
I haven't. It felt
Yeah. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to coin it or not, or someone.
Though.
Yeah. So in my mind, that's the era that we're moving into. We are moving into this cultural-led retail relevance era. And so what that means is if you are targeting and thinking about 5 years from now and what your store looks like, or how are you going to appeal to people 5 years? How are you culturally going to be relevant to them?
It's true.
Right? Apply that to the Gap conversation that we had at the beginning of this talk. There is nothing. I mean, they've got denim. They've gone, they're going back for that. They've got stores. They're a global powerhouse. There's so much nostalgia. But as Simone has said, is it enough? Right? Yeah. And so anyway, I think it's one that I think there's more conversation to be had on it, but maybe not on a Friday. And, we'll let you. Actually, we're doing fantastic for time. We'll be at 10 minutes. So that's super awesome. Okay. What's your plans for next week?
I have an event. We have a personal shopping event for men. Any men that would like to get booked in. It's Auburn and Wills, which is a lovely retailer in Soho. We've got that on one day.
Why you kept that so quiet? Why is it not my style? Is it like Vera? Have I got it wrong? How are you spelling it? Auburn?
Aubin.
Aubin.
Really nice quality. They used to be owned by Jack Wills, or they were like the parent company, and then they came back. Really nice brand. Just lovely, good quality, reasonable.
Tell me, why does that work? I'm really curious. People come and get fitted out.
So we have an in-house personal shopper. She worked at Farfetch for many years. She's brilliant, and she prefers styling men. And people can come in. They'll book in for a one-on-one slot with her. It's a service that usually costs quite a few £100s.
I thought so.
For that day. Yeah. And she'll have a call with you prior to find out your needs. And then she'll do a one-on-one, very educational appointment in the store for you. Do you know what? We always get a lot of men and women that will try it for the first time. And I think it's quite daunting to them, like personal shopping. It's like, oh God, I can't relate to that.
I love it. Yeah.
And actually, everybody deserves to be educated on what they're wearing. And so many people walk around feeling really pretty uninspired with what they're wearing, and shopping at the same brand, wearing the same looks to work every day. So, she's just there to really educate and also democratize personal styling. So I'm excited for that.
How does that work? So then if someone likes it, is that where the NIF promise comes in? You'll get it to them within the time frame?
We can either deliver it to their house, or they'll take it home there and then it goes through our lovely little NIFT till.
Okay. I love it. That's are you going to capture like anything on social?
We've done a little bit, on social.
Well, I was going to say, I'd love to see like what that looks like, Simone, thank you so much. Good luck with the shopping activation. I look forward to speaking to you next week.
Wonderful. See you later, Alex.